Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going deep on humanoid robots.
Really delving in.
Hitting the market in 2025.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of sources. Industry reports, tech articles, even some sneak peeks into a few research labs.
Cool.
Lots to unpack. So we're here to break it all down. Figure out what these robots can actually do, how much they'll cost, and what it all means for us humans, right?
Yeah.
And trust me, some of this stuff, it's pretty wild.
I bet.
Like straight out of science fiction.
Oh, yeah.
Picture a robot that can squat,
Squat.
like a weightlifter,
Yeah.
or handle an egg
Wow.
as delicately as a chef.
That's something.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it really is remarkable how fast this technology is advancing.
Yeah.
What we're seeing is like this convergence of artificial intelligence, advanced materials, and sophisticated engineering.
Yeah.
It's a really fascinating time to be following this field.
Okay, so I'll admit, when I first saw those headlines about robots becoming more human-like, I got a little bit of that Terminator feeling creeping in, you know?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
The whole robots taking over the world scenario.
Yeah, right.
Kind of scary.
I understand that concern. It's a pretty common reaction to any tech that seems to blur the lines between human and a machine. But it's important to remember that these robots are being developed to address very real challenges that we face as a society.
Okay, so it's not just about robots. Yeah. Stealing our jobs.
And no, not at all.
Making us obsolete.
Think about it. We have a growing global population, but at the same time, birth rates are declining in many developed countries.
Right.
That means fewer workers to support a larger aging population.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And let's be honest, there are plenty of jobs out there that are dangerous, repetitive, or just plain undesirable.
Right.
Humans.
Yeah.
Robots could step in and fill those gaps, allowing us to focus on work that requires uniquely human skills and creativity.
So it's like robots could take care
Yeah.
of the heavy lifting,
Right.
literally and figuratively.
Exactly.
So we can focus on things that robots aren't good at,
Right.
like innovation, problem solving, connecting with each other on a human level.
Exactly. In fact, Elon Musk has been pretty vocal about this. He believes that robots are essential to address a potential labor shortage in the coming years.
Interesting.
He sees them as a way to boost productivity and ensure economic growth, not as a threat to human workers.
Well, Elon Musk is rarely afraid to make bold predictions.
That's true.
Speaking of bold, let's talk about the Tesla bot,
Okay.
Optimus.
Yeah,
This thing seems to be evolving at lightning speed.
it is.
I mean, just 2 years ago, it was a clunky prototype. And now they're showing off Gen 2, which is significantly more refined.
Right.
What's fueling this rapid progress?
Well, one key factor is Tesla's approach to robotics.
Okay.
They're not relying solely on traditional programming, where every movement and action is predetermined. Instead, they're leveraging the power of AI,
Okay.
specifically a technique called visual learning.
So instead of being explicitly programmed, Optimus is learning by observing kind of like
Precisely.
how we learn.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're using vast data sets of images and videos
Wow.
to train the robot's AI to recognize objects, understand their properties, and figure out how to interact with them.
So they're basically throwing Optimus into the deep end of the pool and saying, okay, figure it out.
In a way, yes.
Wow.
They're creating a simulated environment where the robot can practice and make mistakes without causing any real-world harm.
Right.
And what's amazing is it seems to be working.
Yeah.
They've shown Optimus sorting blocks by color, carefully placing eggs without breaking them.
Wait, hold on. This robot can handle an egg without crushing it.
It is remarkable.
That seems incredibly difficult. I mean, I've definitely broken my fair share of eggs just trying to make scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
They've developed sensitive fingers for Optimus, equipped with tactile sensors that allow the robot to sense pressure and adjust its grip accordingly.
So it's mimicking the delicate touch
Yes.
that humans have,
Yes.
which is essential for tasks that require precision and finesse.
Exact.
That's incredible. It's like they're bridging the gap between the mechanical world of robots and the nuanced world of human senses.
Right.
And you know what else is interesting?
What's that?
The fact that Tesla is developing their own actuators.
Wait.
in-house for these robots.
Well, that's significant. That's a big strategic move.
So it's about more than just building a cool robot. It's about controlling the entire ecosystem.
Exactly.
Right.
By controlling the design and production of the actuators, the motors that power the robot's movements, Tesla gains a huge advantage.
That's true.
They can optimize the actuators for their specific needs, reduce their reliance on external suppliers, and potentially bring down the cost of production. It suggests that Tesla is serious about manufacturing these robots at scale, not just as a research project.
Well, that certainly changes the game. But Tesla isn't the only player in this field, right?
Right.
We've got a whole lineup of other incredible humanoid robots set to launch in 2025. Should we explore some of those?
Absolutely. There's a lot of exciting innovation happening right now. Let's dive into some of the other robots making waves. One that's caught my eye is Engine AI's SE01.
Okay.
It's all about speed and agility.
Speed and agility.
Like a robotic gymnast.
Okay, color me intrigued. What makes this one so nimble?
Well,
I mean, we've all seen those videos of robots trying to walk, and let's be honest.
right.
It's not always pretty.
Well, the SE01 boasts an impressive 32 degrees of freedom.
32 degrees.
To put that in perspective,
Right.
that's like having 32 individual joints,
Wow.
allowing for a range of motion that far surpasses most other humanoid robots.
So it can basically...
It means the SE01 can twist, bend, and contort itself into positions that would make a yoga instructor jealous.
So it's not just about walking. It's about being able to maneuver through
Exactly.
tight spaces, reach awkward angles,
Yeah,
and basically move with a fluidity we haven't really seen in robots before.
exactly. And it doesn't sacrifice speed for flexibility.
Okay.
The SE01 can zip around at 3 kilometers per hour,
3 kilometers per hour.
which might not sound like much,
Right.
but in a factory or warehouse setting, that kind of agility can translate to significant gains in efficiency.
That makes sense. Time is money, after all.
Yeah.
Especially in a fast-paced industrial environment.
Right.
But let's talk practicality for a second. If a company wants to add a fleet of these SE01 robots to their workforce, what's the damage?
The estimated cost is between $20,000 and $27,000
Go.
per unit.
Per unit.
It's a considerable investment, but it's important to factor in the potential return on investment.
Right.
These robots can work 24/7. They don't need breaks, and they can significantly reduce labor costs over time.
That's a good point. It's like comparing the upfront cost of solar panels
Right.
to the long-term savings on your electricity bill.
Right.
Sometimes you have to spend money to save money.
Exactly.
Okay, next up, we have Neurorobotics NE1.
Okay.
This one sounds like it's straight out of sci-fi movie, with its 3D vision and exchangeable forearms.
Yeah, the NE1 is designed for versatility.
Versatility.
The 3D vision system allows it to perceive depth and distance with incredible accuracy,
Okay.
similar to how our own eyes work.
So no more robots bumping into things or fumbling with tools.
In theory, yes. The 3D vision combined with sophisticated AI allows the NE1 to adapt to its surroundings and make real-time adjustments.
Interesting.
And the exchangeable forearms are another game changer.
Okay, I'm picturing a robot with a whole toolbox of arms, ready to swap them out as needed.
Essentially, yes. The NE1 can be equipped with different types of grippers, tools, and sensors depending on the task at hand.
Oh, wow. So it's like a Swiss Army knife
Yeah.
of robots. Adaptable to a wide range of applications. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
But all this advanced tech must come with a hefty price tag, right?
The NE1 is priced slightly higher than the SE01,
Okay.
ranging from $15,000 to $45,000,
Okay.
depending on the configuration.
So we're moving up the price ladder, but also up the capability ladder.
Right.
Makes sense. Now, we can't forget about 1X's Neo.
Right.
This one is designed to mimic human anatomy and can lift some serious weight.
It can.
It sounds like the perfect candidate for heavy-duty industrial tasks.
The Neo is built for strength and endurance.
Strength and endurance.
It can lift objects weighing up to 20 kilograms,
20 kilograms.
which is roughly the weight of a large bag of dog food.
Okay.
And it's designed to move with the same fluidity and balance as a human worker.
Okay, so I'm trying to picture this. It's not just about raw strength.
Right.
It's about being able to move those heavy objects in a way
Precisely.
that's safe and efficient,
Yeah.
right? Like no more robots throwing their backs out, trying to lift something awkwardly.
Exactly. The Neo's design prioritizes stability and balance, allowing it to integrate seamlessly into environments that were originally designed for human workers.
So no need to redesign entire factories or warehouses
Right.
to accommodate these robots.
Yes.
You can just step in and get to work.
Exactly. But all this power and precision comes at a price.
Of course.
The Neo is currently the most expensive. of the robots we've discussed,
Okay.
with an estimated price tag of $440,000.
Wow, that's a serious investment. But I guess if it can significantly boost productivity
Right.
and reduce workplace injuries, it could be worth it for some companies. Now, one thing that strikes me about all these robots is their reliance on artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like AI is the key ingredient. That's allowing them to learn, adapt, and perform complex tasks in a way that we haven't seen before.
AI is the brain behind these robots,
Yeah.
allowing them to process information, make decisions, and even anticipate potential problems.
Interesting.
It's what sets them apart from traditional robots that rely on pre-programmed instructions.
It's like the difference between a student who memorizes facts
That's a great analogy.
and a student who truly understands the concepts and can apply them to new situations.
These AI-powered robots aren't just following orders.
Right.
They're learning, evolving, and becoming more capable over time.
Which is both exciting and, let's be honest, a little bit unnerving. I mean, if these robots can learn and adapt so quickly, what does that mean for the future of work? Are we all going to be replaced by robots?
That's a question a lot of people are asking. And it's a valid concern, but I think it's important to remember that technology has always disrupted the job market.
True. I mean, think about the printing press, the automobile, the computer.
Right.
Each of those innovations led to job displacement, but they also created new opportunities and transformed society in profound ways.
Exactly. And I believe the same will be true. For humanoid robots, some jobs will inevitably become obsolete, but new jobs will emerge, requiring new skills and expertise.
So it's not about resisting change. It's about adapting to it and figuring out
That's the key.
how to thrive in this new landscape.
We need to embrace lifelong learning, be willing to retrain and upskill, and focus on developing uniquely human skills that robots can't replicate,
Yeah.
like creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change. We can't stop technological progress,
Right.
but we can choose how we respond to it and how we shape its impact on our lives.
Absolutely. It's about proactively preparing for the future, not fearing it.
Well said. You know, we've been talking a lot about the practical applications of these robots, the jobs they can do, the problems they can solve. But what about the more philosophical implications?
Okay.
I mean, if we're creating machines that look and act like humans, does that change our definition of what it means to be human?
That's a profound question, and one that philosophers and ethicists have been grappling with for centuries.
Yeah.
As robots become more sophisticated, more capable of mimicking human behavior, and even expressing emotions, it does challenge us to reconsider what makes us uniquely human.
It's like if a robot can write a poem or paint a picture that evokes emotions in us. Does that make it an artist? If a robot can provide companionship and comfort?
Yeah.
To a lonely person, does that make it a friend?
Those are tough questions, and there are no easy answers.
Right.
I think it comes down to understanding the nature of consciousness, of self-awareness, and of the ability to experience the world subjectively. These are qualities that we haven't yet been able to replicate. And machines, no matter how advanced they become.
So even if a robot can perfectly mimic human behavior, there's still something fundamentally different about its internal experience.
That's the current understanding, yes. We can program robots to respond to stimuli in ways that resemble human emotions,
Okay.
but we haven't cracked the code of creating artificial consciousness.
Okay, so that's a bit of a relief. I mean, I'm all for robots making our lives easier, but I'm not quite ready to hand over the keys to consciousness just yet. But speaking of making life easier,
Yeah.
let's circle back to that concept we touched on earlier,
Okay.
the Moravec paradox.
Yes.
It's this weird quirk where robots find it easier to perform complex tasks, like playing chess or solving equations,
Right.
than to do seemingly simple things that humans do effortlessly, like walking or recognizing objects.
It's a fascinating paradox that highlights just how complex and nuanced human intelligence really is.
Yeah.
Things that seem easy to us,
Oh.
like picking up a cup of coffee or navigating a crowded room, actually require a tremendous amount of processing power and sensory input.
It's like our brains have evolved over millions of years to master these tasks.
Right.
And we do them without even thinking about it. But for a robot, it's like trying to teach a fish to ride a bicycle.
Exactly. Our brains are wired for these tasks in a way that robots are only beginning to understand. That's why Tesla's approach with the Optimus bot is so intriguing. By focusing on visual learning, they're essentially trying to teach robots to perceive the world the way humans do, through experience and observation.
And it seems to be working at least to some extent. I mean, seeing Optimus sort blocks, handle eggs, and even use tools is pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
But even with these advancements, there's still a long way to go before robots can truly match the dexterity and adaptability of humans.
Absolutely. Developing robots that can operate safely and reliably.
Right.
In the real world, a world full of unexpected events and unpredictable challenges is a monumental task.
Yeah.
It requires a level of sophistication that we're only just beginning to achieve.
It's like a factory floor is a controlled environment. But imagine a robot trying to navigate a busy city street.
Right.
Or a crowded shopping mall.
Exactly.
It's a whole different ballgame.
It requires not only advanced perception and motor skills, but also the ability to understand social cues, to anticipate human behavior, and to make decisions that prioritize safety above all else. It's like you don't want a robot accidentally tripping over a curb and spilling hot coffee all over someone. Right. Or worse, misinterpreting a social cue and causing a major misunderstanding.
Right. These are all challenges that roboticists are actively working to address.
Okay.
And it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
But about how that technology is integrated into our lives and our society.
So it's a multifaceted challenge.
It is.
That requires collaboration between engineers, computer scientists, psychologists, ethicists, and even policymakers.
Absolutely. It's a complex issue with far-reaching implications. And it requires a holistic approach to ensure that we're developing and deploying these robots in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we've only just scratched the surface of this topic.
Yeah.
There's so much more to explore, so many questions to ponder, and so many possibilities to consider.
It's an exciting time to be following the field of robotics.
Yeah.
Who knows what amazing advancements we'll witness in the years to come. It really is mind-boggling when you think about it.
It is.
We started this deep dive talking about robots that can squat and handle eggs, and now we're discussing the very nature of consciousness and the future of humanity.
It just goes to show how quickly this technology is advancing and how profound its implications are likely to be.
Yeah.
It's not just about building better machines, it's about redefining our relationship with technology and with ourselves.
And speaking of redefining relationships,
Yeah.
let's not forget about the companies that are already integrating humanoid robots into their workforce.
Right.
We mentioned Eptronic's Apollo robot earlier, which is currently working in Mercedes car plants.
Yeah, it's a real-world example of how these robots are changing the landscape of labor.
The Apollo is designed for industrial tasks that are repetitive, physically demanding, or potentially hazardous. For human workers, you can work tirelessly alongside human colleagues, boosting productivity and reducing the risk of workplace injuries.
So it's not about replacing human workers altogether, but rather about creating a collaborative environment where humans and robots can work together, each leveraging their unique strengths.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance, the right synergy between human ingenuity and robotic efficiency.
And as the technology continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative applications of humanoid robots in various industries.
But let's not shy away from the potential downsides.
Yeah.
What about the workers whose jobs might be displaced by these robots?
That's a critical question. And it's one that policymakers, business leaders, and educators need to address proactively. We need to invest in retraining programs, support the development of new skills, and create a social safety net that protects workers during times of transition.
It's like we can't just focus on the shiny new technology and ignore the potential human cost.
Right.
We need to approach this with a sense of responsibility, compassion, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to thrive in this evolving world.
I completely agree. It's about using technology to create a more equitable and sustainable future, not to exacerbate existing inequalities.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
We've explored the capabilities of these incredible machines.
We have.
Delved into the philosophical implications and discussed the potential impact on society as a whole.
We did.
It's clear that humanoid robots are no longer a futuristic fantasy. They're a rapidly approaching reality.
And it's a reality that we need to be prepared for. We need to stay informed, engage in thoughtful discussions, and make conscious choices about how we want to integrate these robots into our lives.
Okay.
The future is not predetermined. It's something we create together.
Yeah, it's a powerful message. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we leave you with this.
Okay.
If humanoid robots become commonplace, how do you envision your life, your work, even your understanding of human changing.
That is something to think about.
It's a question worth pondering as we step into this brave new world.
It is a brave new world full of both challenges and opportunities, and it's up to us to navigate it with wisdom, compassion, and a sense of wonder.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time.